Hi guys, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to today's video, which is a 1 month high speed brace update. My last brace related video did really quite well, so I figured that I would do a kind of monthly update throughout the process just to let you know how it's all going and what has happened with the braces and my teeth over the course of the past month. So in case you missed that last video, I will link it up on the card somewhere up above my head, and there'll be a link to it in the description box down below, so you can check that out if you haven't already, just to hear a little bit more about the process of having them applied. I also did a video about why I decided that I wanted to get braces, so I will also put that on the end card, and there'll be a link in the description box just if you're curious as to why I decided to go ahead and get braces. Anyway, all that admin out of the way, if you've already watched these videos, let's get on with the update. So I had my braces applied on the 24th of April this year, so I've currently had them on for about 5 weeks. I had my 1 month checkup last Tuesday, so that was 4 weeks after I had them applied. So today is Monday, so tomorrow will be week 5, or the start of week 5, and all has gone relatively smoothly so far. As I explained in my last video, the first week really was quite uncomfortable with ulcers and sort of blisters on my gums, but after that, once my gums have kind of got used to them, I have had not one single ulcer or blister or any issues or pains with my gums or my lips or the inside of my mouth since week 1 really, so it has been a very painless process since then. I've also had absolutely minimal pain with my teeth. It has actually been quite astounding to me how much my teeth have moved and how little I have actually felt discomfort in them. The first couple of days I definitely felt like a little bit of pressure, but nothing too intense, and other than that I've really felt no pain whatsoever. I honestly can say that there's never been a point where I've woken up with sore teeth or been eating and felt that my teeth were sore. There has been really minimal pain in terms of the actual teeth themselves throughout the process from day 1. So yeah, hiccups month 1, there were a couple, and they were both to do with the composite buildup on the back of my teeth. So basically when you're getting your braces applied, obviously your natural bite of your mouth, so where you close your teeth together, your sort of top teeth and bottom teeth naturally for most people will kind of sit just like one in front of the other, quite close to each other, or sort of like almost against each other, with not a huge amount of room if your teeth are kind of sitting comfortably in the right place. When you have braces on, obviously you have brackets, like metal brackets or plastic brackets or whatever brackets, on right across your bottom teeth, so there's going to be something like in the way here, so they have to create a slightly different bite for you so that it creates kind of a little bit of space between your top and bottom teeth, so that when you close together naturally, rather than your teeth kind of sitting together like this, they'll sit like slightly further out, just so that your top teeth aren't clashing with the bottom brackets. So I've had composite buildup on the back of my teeth actually for years. Since I got my braces on when I was a teenager, I just learned to bite very comfortably. I had those braces on for probably 3 years or something like that. It was a long time, and I just got very comfortable with what that bite was. It wasn't built up very far. My orthodontist at that point like filed it down quite a lot after I got my braces off, but I just felt more comfortable and it felt more natural to me to have just that tiny little bit of it still left on. So that has been on my teeth for, you know, the past 14 years or something like that, horrifyingly. And I've just been very used to that. So in this case, obviously they had to get built up again, and so the dentist put the composite sort of build up. It's basically, I don't really know how to describe it if you've never had it on before, but it's basically like a kind of like, just like gel thing that they put on that like forms into like a tooth-like platform on top of your own tooth, and so you can kind of bite comfortably on something that's going to keep your top and bottom teeth separate. And so he did that day 1, that was absolutely fine. Went home, I think for the first probably, it was still fine at the time that I filmed my first brace related video, so that was, I think I'd had them on for 2 weeks at that point. So it must have been the week after that. I woke up one morning having obviously been clenching my teeth in my sleep, which is actually not something that I'm prone to. I don't clench my teeth in my sleep very often, but I'd obviously been clenching them, and the composite from this side had broken off. So I was a bit freaked out. That was on the Sunday, and I knew that I had an appointment not the Tuesday coming but the next Tuesday for my kind of brace tightening, and I just kind of thought, it's not that far away, maybe it'll be okay. And so I waited a couple of days and then realised that when I was eating, so when I was having my lunch one day, I realised that my top teeth were clashing with the bottom brackets, particularly one bracket, and I actually felt it move. And I was like, oh, okay, this is not good. So I phoned the dentist and said, like, I really do need some sort of emergency appointment. I'm going to need to come in and get this looked at. So thankfully they were able to fit me in on the Thursday, which was a few days before the appointment that I already had. And I went in and he rebuilt the composite. Went home, went to bed that night, and woke up the next morning having done exactly the same thing again. It just was not wanting to stick. I actually was in a bit of a panic by that point because that was then the Friday morning. I still had my appointment for the Tuesday to go in and get the braces tightened, and I didn't want to sort of phone again and try and, you know, go in over the weekend or whatever. And so I just basically took the orthodontic wax that they had given for if brackets were bothering me to begin with, and just put a big like blob of it over the bracket that was cracked, and just like ate very, very carefully and like very runny things like soup and ice cream and things for the next few days because I was just so paranoid about snapping it right off. So cut to the Tuesday and I went in and just explained to him, I was like, I'm so sorry, I've never had this issue before, ever before, because I've had composite for a long time and I've never broken it off before, so I don't know what's going on. He then explained to me that actually it is much easier to attach composite to tooth than composite to composite, and because I've already got composite on the back of my teeth, it doesn't sort of fuse as well together as it does to the natural surface of your tooth. So that is probably why it had snapped off a couple of times. So he basically just had to kind of rework out what the best way of doing it was, and actually ended up kind of, rather than just having a block of it on the surface of my tooth, he had to kind of have the block on the bottom with a bit right up round the side as well to attach to the tooth surface, and that's really the only way that it was going to stay on. So that was fun. So getting that all out of the way was good because that was just not stressful, but just a tiny bit inconvenient because it meant that I was really worried about eating. I didn't want to break the brackets. When I went for that appointment, he fixed the bracket that had cracked. He sort of put something over it, so it seemed to be okay. And that wasn't too much of a disaster, but it really was a bit inconvenient because it made me feel really worried about eating and totally paranoid when I was brushing my teeth and everything. So that was a bit of a pain, but thankfully that's all been solved now, and it seems, fingers crossed, to be sticking around this time on my tooth, so that's good. And other than that, I really don't have anything to add. It's been absolutely fine. As I say, there's not been any discomfort, there's not been any pain. It has really been amazing how much they've moved already. I was kind of hoping when I went in, he was going to say, I just had this vision in my head that I was going to go in and, sorry, the sun is disappearing behind clouds, by the way, so the lighting in this video is probably going to be atrocious, but what can you do? We're getting sunshine in Scotland, we can't complain. But yeah, I kind of had this vision that I would go in for my first month checkup and he'd be like, oh, wow, your teeth have moved so much, you're only going to need the braces on for 3 months instead of 6. Unfortunately, he did not say that. He just said that they are moving along very nicely as expected at the kind of sort of stage that he would have expected them to be at. So I'm not a marvel who is going to have them on for a shorter period of time, as far as I know. Who knows, we'll go for appointment 2 and see what he says, but at the moment they're going to be sticking around for a while. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. There's not really much else to add. I've not really had anything else to talk about in terms of the braces, but once again, if you have any questions about high-speed braces, adult braces, brace pain, the dentistry on the square, place where I got these braces put on, anything like that, leave them in the comment section down below and I will do my very best to answer them. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Today when I'm filming this is a bank holiday Monday, so I hope that you're having a lovely bank holiday, whatever you're up to, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye! You got a smile that makes the sun rise. You